I tell you today, the life as an entrepreneur, as I experience it, is full of fear and uncertainty. Today I woke up at 5 a.m. Even though I want to join the 5 a.m. club. Today I woke up just from dreaming and fear, and seeing nightmares of not having enough cash to survive because I have a land deal that I'm not sure it's going to go through. I also have to pay for my personal expenses, so I have a limited cash. So I'm already thinking, how do I make up this extra cash? What if I cannot do it, right? I have to take a job, and I hate that. Just the thought of going back to a job makes me want to throw up, right? But I'll do it. If I need to do that, I'll do that. And if my family hears this, I really don't want the help. I want to know that I can get through it by myself, and that's probably the most important thing. Even though it's egoistic, please don't offer any help. So if we go deeper into it, today I ran some calculation. It's a beautiful day, by the way. It's just 7 a.m. right now. I ran my calculations. That's my Excel sheet with all the numbers and all the things that I need to take care about, my assets, my liabilities. It just scares me that everything that I've been doing so far, there is zero guarantees for it. Zero guarantees, and it leads to this underlying stress, which makes me panic. And I know that it's gonna grow me in the long term. It's gonna make me better, stronger. But in the moment, it really is fear. That's the only way to describe it. It's the feeling that you don't know if you will survive, if you don't know if you will fail. And all of those emotions were inside of me, and now they're less. Because something that you do in those moments, you go back to your numbers, you go back to your base, you calculate, and then you come to the conclusion that it's not that bad. You're gonna get through it, yeah? You're gonna get through it, hopefully. But I see that this is something that I've been dealing with for the last 5 months. I see that the costs keep going up, yeah? Today I just had to pay for insurance for the car. Someone crashed into my bag, so now I have to pay more for the insurance, which makes sense. They see me as a higher risk profile now, even though it wasn't my fault. It's due to Bayes rule, actually. They run statistics, and I have this constant feeling of there's no revenue coming in, but there's just more costs. There's so many more costs. You want to eat that food that you know it's healthy for you, but you cannot afford it. You want to buy that tool that you need. You want to just pay your expenses. You want to just pay your rent, pay whatever you need to pay, and just get through the day, yeah? And this is a very scary feeling. It's extremely scary that as an entrepreneur, especially if you're in something like real estate where I am, I don't have a huge control over how fast I can make my income, and I have agreements I need to uphold. So there's this feeling that if these deals don't go through, I go bankrupt. And that's the reality of it. You really need to make some money, and you're gonna make big money, but until then you have nothing. You're underwater. It's a little different to other businesses where your costs are lower and then you got the monthly incomes. This really is I can see why being a developer, it's not about the mathematics, it's not about the connections. Everyone can get connections, but this is hard. This is the hardest thing, to actually not know if you will survive. The bigger the project, doesn't matter how rich you are, any project, depending on the scale, can crash you, can take you from 10 years of work to zero. So we say risk, risk, risk all the time, but we don't know what it means. Risk, what does it mean? It means that you have to live with the fear that you're not going to survive. So, as I said again, I don't want any help. I'm going to survive. In the end, in the worst case scenario, I always think, what if everything fails? It's okay. I'll move to some super cheap country. I'll work some super cheap job until I can come back and start another business. And this is really important, to believe in yourself. You might watch this video and it might help you to get through this moment, but in the end, you need to be strong enough and believe inside that you will get through it. Okay, and be okay with the worst scenario, but count on the best. That's exactly what I do. Yeah, heavy days. I'm probably gonna need to take a nap, but I'm very happy about this last thing, which is I'm bringing back my sleep schedule to 5 a.m. I actually worked for 2 hours now, just done some things. Not the most important things, but just done some things. And having those 3 hours before the sunrise without any distractions is really, it's amazing. So I highly recommend it. Have a great day. See you soon.